many people that you have in public office today were simply not well brought up. When I was in King's College in Form 1 and Form 2, we had a class called civics. And civics was taught by the principal of King's College himself, RSG Agibukema. So from a very young age, you taught certain values. You taught the importance of honesty and integrity. You taught the importance of human rights. It's important to leave a good name. You know that when you go into public office, it's an opportunity to serve. You don't go into public office in order to make money. Now, many of the people that have assumed office since then simply did not have that upbringing. They did not have that training. And many people go into government for the wrong reasons. You do not go into government to make money. If you want to make money, you become a businessman. Aliko Dangote is the richest man in Africa. He has never been a commissioner or a governor or a minister. So I think the entire value system of the country has been eroded. We have been ruled by people who have no values, people who come from, they have no names behind them, and they have no desire to leave a name after them. These are people who define themselves by what they own, how many houses they have, how many private jets they have, how many billions they have in bank accounts. And they think that is something. It is not important to them that people look at them and they only see thieves. They see criminals. They see people who have taken away the Commonwealth. It is simply not important because for them, the values do not matter. So I think we need an entire regeneration of values. It is not about one person. The president or the governor or a minister cannot on his own change this country, but look at our religious leaders, how they've become. They've also they become sycophants. They've become praise singers for money. Traditional rulers have lost it. Everybody seems to have jumped on this bandwagon where money seems to be an end in itself. And unfortunately, a society in which material wealth, no matter how you get it, is respected, is glorified, where people who are known to have stolen money get rewarded with ministerial appointments, with senatorial appointments, that society will continue to reproduce itself. We do not have we don't have a sense of disgust for people who hold public office and amass wealth. We reward them with appointments, with more public office and more opportunities to amass wealth. And this is what Nigeria has become. Could it have been addressed by one man? I don't think so. Can it be addressed by 100 men? I don't think so. I think as parents, as citizens, we are all responsible. As leaders, we are all responsible. We have to continue stressing the importance of values, the importance of a sense of what is important in life beyond material wealth. We are all going to die. No matter how much money you have, you will die and you'll be buried, and there's nothing. You'll take nothing with you. And people simply do not understand that. People in their 70s and 80s are still looking for money. I don't know what they're going to do with it. So that's really the problem.
So you look at it, there are ways that other countries of the world, like China, and perhaps I'm personally not suggesting whether or not Nigeria should go in the way of China in fighting corruption. But you have been in public life for a long time. You've been in private sector. You know that civil service is a major problem when it comes to aiding and abetting corruption in this country. There are those who say you can't steal money in government without the help of the civil servants. From your own experience, how best do you think we can tackle corruption head on, such that anyone who passes through the corridors of power or in civil service and public life will be scared to touch government money?
I think our civil service
the common patrimony of this country
always given the rough end of the stick. at the end of the day, when you have so emasculated the civil service and placed the civil service under political control, politicians destroy the civil service. My father was a federal permanent secretary. At the time he was permanent secretary, the permanent secretaries were more powerful than the ministers. They were the chief accounting officers, and they had complete independence. Okay, so I'll give an example, even with General Murtala Mohammed. People talk about 10,000 civil servants being purged. Do you know that not a single civil servant in the Ministry of External Affairs was removed? And simply because when my father was told to bring a list of people who were to go, he said he had nobody. And they gave him a list of people, and he checked their files. They had done nothing wrong. He said, under the civil service rules, I cannot retire them and I cannot tell them to go. And at one time when he was called and said, look, every ministry has brought names of people who were to go. You also need to bring names. He said, if you force me to bring names, I'll be number one on that list. I mean, if you look at the biography of Ambassador Olushanu, it is there. My father simply said, nobody in my ministry has done anything wrong and nobody will go. And nothing happened to him. Okay, civil servants, okay, had that protection. If Murtala Mohammed sacked civil servants, it was because the permanent secretaries at that time decided not to abide by the civil service rules. And so it's not the leadership per se, but those who were supposed to say no. I've always said there is something fundamentally wrong with a public officer who does the wrong thing and says he was ordered to. I was governor of Central Bank. If anybody called me to say do something wrong, I had a responsibility to say, no, sir, this is against the law. This is not how it is done. And no leader, if you face him and tell him, would tell you go and do it. Nobody would write that he's directing you to disobey the law. So the civil service will have to remain the backbone for the regeneration of this country's values. And the best way to do this is to protect civil servants. How many permanent secretaries can say no to the minister? How many permanent secretaries can say no to the president without being fired, without being removed, without being persecuted? And therefore, people have come to believe that the only way they can keep their jobs is to watch. So if the political leadership sends a signal, and I've seen this, even at the central bank, I had staff, okay, the most wonderful, most intelligent staff in the country, as far as I'm concerned. Now, if you set a direction, they will do exactly what you want them to do, because they're not going to risk their jobs and their careers, okay, standing on principle when they know that they are not going to be protected by the system. Even if they were to be fired unjustly, it would take them decades to get justice, even in the courts. So they don't trust the institutions. So we need to go back to strengthening the civil service, to supporting the civil service, to empowering civil servants, and teaching them that they can say no if they are asked to break a rule, and nothing will happen to them. Now, that is really the crux of the matter.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Mr. President, make una have mercy on Nigerian youth, Nigerian children, and the future generation. Make una use fear of God. They borrow this money where una they borrow. They can loan and credits where una they accumulate on top future generation head. Make una fear God. We beg you in the name of whatever you hold sacred. Now human beings go pay the money. Now country go pay the loan. Under 2 years of your administration, you don't borrow more than 56 trillion naira, raising the national debt to more than 180 trillion. Buhari under in 8 years borrow about 70 trillion. You under 2 years don't reach 56 trillion and counting. And tomorrow when I go talk, say no, that make nobody talk, make nobody comment. President Tinubu, God have been good to you. You have been former governor, you still they live on pension from Lagos State. You are former national leader of the party. Now you are president. Your wife former senator. You get investment all over the country. Your children have investment. The Senator Akpab, your senior president, when they approve loan for you, whether in colleagues agree or not, he's former governor, former commissioner, former minister, former Senate minority leader, now Senate president. At what point una go talk say this country we don't give us so much opportunity? Make una self make sacrifice so that Nigeria go move forward. Make una use conscience they do this thing. Tomorrow now una go talk say it is not bad to borrow money. Nobody they talk say you cannot take loan as government. But the question be say, waiting Nigerian government they borrow money they take do. All the loan loan where una dey borrow, where are you investing it? I been to borrow loan for more corruption and corruption. Because from the last statistics where I check, when it comes to insecurity, even though security spending don't increase from about 2.9 trillion in 2023 to 4.9 trillion in 2025, yet, according to report, more than 10,000 people have been killed under your administration. More than 600 communities attacked by terrorists. When it comes to power, Nigeria never still be able to generate more than 5,000 megawatts of power to power more than 200 million lives. When it comes to health, for the global statistics of maternal death, women where they die during childbirth, Nigeria alone accounts for more than 34% of that number. Women where they die during childbirth. So what exactly are you people improving? Shena road have been our education, have been waiting we won't talk with out of school children. Tomorrow they go talk, say, hey, President Tinubu, the master strategies, APC supporters. So this unsustainable accumulation of debt now part of master strategies plan. Hey, yeah, President Tinubu, this bus stop where you carry us rich, you don't do. Make you press break now. Make una take am easy. You alone, you come, you say subsidy regime is gone without any verification on day one. You alone float naira. You don't remove subsidy. Where the money where una they save from subsidy? Where it dey? Tomorrow when they ask, they go say, hey, they don't increase allowances to governors. Did you tell Nigerians you were removing subsidy to increase pocket money for governors? Why increase money to governors when you know you cannot hold them accountable? Tomorrow they go say subsidy regime is gone. Is the corruption in the oil sector gone? Next tomorrow they go say EFCC don't recover something billion. Custom recover something billion. Where all the money they go, for God's sake? Nigerian politicians, APC government, make una use conscience. I don't know whether una get the conscience. Because the one where we did so now express night we don't enter. Is it that Nigerian politicians they go first thief all the money where they on ground? When they don't thief and finish and there is nothing to support the budget, they go come go borrow from foreign loan, come keep. Then they go still thief that one on ground again. You borrow in dollar, borrow in pound, borrow in Chinese yuan. Hey, master strategies. share. Now wow, APC now so this is a master strategy plan day, developmental plan. Nigerians, you know, if you tell person when no get conscience to using conscience, so the message now to us Nigerians, because all these credits where they borrow, so now una be the Odi Duro, now una be the only stand up where go pay the credit. So according to report 2023, if you divide all the loan where Nigeria they owe among everybody where they Nigeria, one person when they owe about 217,000. By this year 2025, you don't pass 300,000. No. So even though you never travel out, you they owe China. You they owe for US, or you they owe, they go come. When they come, maybe that's your phone. I be that in a house, they go come cuckoo carry am. Me, nothing cuckoo day. Since when my papa died, small plot of land where they keep for us. Police case they on top. Winch case they on top. Which one I go solve? I don't cuckoo live. So by the time they come, maybe na police they go come cuckoo carry. Maybe they can't even carry me go US. Make I go there. Just pay the loan. Nigerians, this is not sustainable. This is not governance. We must cut down the cost of government. We must stop this kind of corruption and brazen criminality. This is not how a country should run. The thing where APC they do for Nigeria is the textbook definition of how not to govern a country. And we all must wake up and say, this is not the way to go. Fear God, APC, because this kind of debt is unsustainable. This thing on the mandate people where on una mandate una shall fall. As we they look and they go, make we they look and they go. My name is Peter for Nigeria.
His Royal Highness Muhammad Sanusi II, the 14th Emir of Kano, has been speaking with us. Our closing moment. Let me take you to where you love to talk about and where you're passionate. And perhaps that's how we're going to anchor. And it's about the economy. We know that the man that we're talking about in focus, Murtala Muhammad, was he made some economic decisions. And you look at it, when Murtala Muhammad was in power in 1975, Nigeria's oil boom was rising. Population was about 16 million. And governance challenges were primarily civil service inefficiency. Today, we have over 200 million citizens at 33% inflation rate and deep poverty in our land. If you look at it critically and truthfully tonight, Your Royal Highness, where do you think we should go? What are the right steps to ensure that the people, the poorest of our poor, are given some kind of succor and our economy can bounce back? What do you think we should be doing today?
Well, I mean, look, I'm known to have spoken for a long time on the economy and to have warned over a decade ago that this is where we're headed. I don't think anyone who studied economics is surprised that Nigeria is where it is today. We spent decades pursuing policies that were destined to bankrupt the economy. We refused to listen. Every rational argument against the path that we're following was met with resistance. Those who controlled the narrative were the beneficiaries of this system of rent seeking. And therefore, anyone who was seen as a threat to that system was a target. Okay, I have faced a lot of persecution for my views, so I'm not surprised at where we are. If you go back to Murtala Muhammad ideologically was a bourgeois nationalist. He was not socialist. He was not a communist. He was a bourgeois nationalist. To the extent that he pursued policies that did not really confront capitalism, but tried to ensure that the capital in the country was transferred to the hands of Nigerians. It was part of his anti-colonial struggle. So when you look at the indigenization decrees, when you look at opening up the economy to Nigerians, the idea was to create a Nigerian capitalist class that would take over from imperialism. And I think this was his major ideological shift from a neo-colonial system to a bourgeois nationalist system.
You see, sometimes Nigeria politicians, they really funny me, you know. Nigeria politicians, the governor, the president, the minister, all of them, they funny me. You know why? You see, where Nigeria politicians or governor or anyone, any of them, they are all politicians. They'll come out, they talk anyhow formats. You hear them, they say, why are you comparing Nigeria to America? America is an old country. Don't compare Nigeria with Europe. That Nigeria is just 50. Maybe the time when you make the video, you say Nigeria is just 54, or Nigeria is just 56, or Nigeria is just 59. See, listen, one thing when I want to let my people know, be say, and that president or that governor, when they talk out of line, Nigeria is 59 now. Why on another thief according to the age of Nigeria? The lowest money one they steal from Nigeria's money now from that kind 500 million, 1 billion, trillions. You don't thief money will be say the generation go to survival for 500 years. Because if you don't say Nigeria reach 500 years, Nigeria no go fit come better. Because if not, only people who go say Nigeria go better, now people will not know what they happen for say Nigeria. Like me, I know there are among people who say Nigeria go better. You can imagine that each person, each politician don't thief more than 1 billion. I just put on like that. So compare and see the reason why Nigeria no go feel better. Now you make mad. I don't compare Nigeria to other countries. Nigeria is 59, but una know the thief as Nigeria rich. Una the thief money will be say even Europe, the whole Europe self, no go even use for budget. They no fit use that money even to maintain the whole Europe. When one of una the thief, and they say Nigeria is 59, don't compare Nigeria. One are not thief according to the age of Nigeria. One are just reduce down at least one are the thief like 25 million. Because Nigeria is young, Gabi, thief 25 million. So if you be youth there, if you be 15 years, 14 years, they don't thief your future. They don't thief our future. They don't thief everybody's future. Even the Peking will go born, the grandchildren, say they don't thief them. You understand? At the end, though, they go after those guys who are hungry, beat when go, they do breaking and entry. All those are just thief to eat today. Those guys, they just thief to eat today. But the Nigerian leaders thief future. So compare who thief today and who thief your future. Which one was past? That's why the verse when I was see some people go gather one person, they want burn out there, they burn, say he thief. I don't say he good, but he not thief anything. He not get with it thief because now somebody thief your future, thief your children's future, your grandchildren's future. You not talk anything. Somebody when you thief to survive today, or to pay rent, or to just stay posh and pay. Now you did fight. That's why we not go anywhere. The people wey need really thief our future na the president, the governor, the ministers, the politicians. They thief future. And for you, Mr. President or Mr. Governor or Mr. Talkative, these politicians, stop that word when they talk say Nigeria is young. Nigeria is young by age, but the money one are the thief. Even though say Nigeria complete 500 years, e no go recover that.
Welcome back. I know many of you must have watched and listened to the thing we be seeing they go on here, though it don't take. It's been long that we've been telling you guys that this is the problem that we are in. Thank God all these northern leaders now are not shining their eyes to make sure say they come out to say the truth. You know, say this man we be seeing first stuff for there. Now real person wey him be. He mean that they do anything, you know they lie. You know, see the problem we get at them be religious leader and traditional too. Traditional leaders we in talk and all these political leaders. You know, say don't see we did for this thing, we all these guys they talk, but most of them they don't want listening based on say now whether they gain their own funds from, but get within me. I want make you where be see they hear me now. Make you like make you hear. I go want make you use your head in the next upcoming election so that these people no go fit use it, because now your own vote where then go take climb that power base. Once they climb, they go make sure say they turn you will be say make them go that place to slave or to enslave them. That is how them be. Especially this administration will be say with this and this one may be the toughest administration that I've ever seen. Though may God help every one of us. Now we be say now the years now if again this we be saying I won't talk concerning this. We gonna drop now on thoughts. Inside comment section and also not to leave in the first time. You gonna like, share, subscribe. Thank you.